Okay, a very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, and very new and very important chapter. Mind it, this is just the beginning of this chapter, and by the time you reach class 11, 12, it will take the shape of a mountain. So definitely right from the very onset of this chapter, you be very sincere enough to learn the concept of trigonometry, and which will carry on and on as long as you study maths, and obviously you will find its application in other application areas like in physics or somewhere else where you have to use these formulas. So a lot to come in front of you in due course of time, but today we'll start with this new concept. And the fact is that very easy chapter, it's very easy chapter, but you can make it easier by your effort, by your hard work. So anyway, let us start with the first topic, trigonometry. Trigonometry. Okay. Now this particular term trigonometry is actually derived from three terms. If you divide it like this, this is trigonometry. The word trigonometry is derived like this, trigon, and the third one is metron. Now the meaning of these three words. The first word tri is very much clear. It means three. Gon means
angles.
Sides or angles, both you can say. Somewhere it is mentioned sides, somewhere it is mentioned angles. It's okay. And the third one, metron, means measure.
Measurement.
Yes, measurement. So basically, trigonometry, which we have written it here, trigon, metron, it is three, means three angles and three sides are there in a triangle. Obviously, in trigonometry, we'll be dealing with only with a right angle triangle. Okay, so tri is three, gon means the sides or the angles, both you can take, and the measure. Third one is metron, measure. So it is the branch of mathematics which deals with the study of relationship between the sides and the angles of a triangle. So I just write it down. Trigonometry is the branch of mathematics that deals with the relationships between
Measurement of triangles.
the relationship between the sides and the angles, the sides and the angles of a triangle. So it is basically the branch of mathematics that deals with the relationships between the three sides and the three angles of the triangle. Now, the thing is, the ratio of the lengths of two sides of a right angled triangle. The ratio of the lengths of the two sides of the right angled triangle is called trigonometric ratio. And our topic of discussion is this. The first topic we start with trigonometry is by learning what is a trigonometric ratio or the trigonometrical ratios. So now in this we can write that each trigonometric ratio trigonometric ratio is a real number, and you know that a ratio don't have any units, and real number and has no unit. So each trigonometrical ratio is a real number and has no unit. The values of the trigonometric ratios of an angle do not vary with the lengths of the sides of the triangle. If the angle remains the same, So this is one important aspect of this. The ratio of the lengths of the two sides of a right angle triangle is called trigonometric ratio, and each trigonometric ratio is a real number and has got no units. The values of the trigonometric ratios of an angle, actually we'll try to find the ratio related to a particular angle, and that angle must be an acute angle. So the values of the trigonometric ratios of an angle do not vary with the lengths of the sides of the triangle if the angle remains the same. So it does not depend on the size of the triangle, means it does not depend on the length of the sides till the angle does not change. If the angle changes, then we can have a different ratio, but if the angle remains the same, then the length does not affect the ratio. Now, since the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angled triangle, since the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angled triangle, the value of sine and cosine, this we will come to know a little later, what is sine and what is cosine. So since the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angled triangle, the value of sine and cosine is always less than 1, or it may be equal to 1, or it can be also equal to 1. So since the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angled triangle, the value of sine and cosine, which is the ratio of the sides of the triangle, is always less than or equal to 1. So now in this chapter, write it down carefully. So in this chapter we shall consider the trigonometric ratios of an acute angle, right, which lies, so we will be discussing about the trigonometrical ratios of an acute angle. That means which lies between 0 degree and 90 degree. So we will be dealing with the trigonometrical ratios of an acute angle, so which lies between 0 and 90, including 0 and 90, and they are denoted by, means the angles are denoted by, you can call it theta, we can call it pi, we can call it alpha, or you can call it B, A, B, anything. So these are the angles actually, these are the angles which denotes the acute angle. So this is what is about a little information about trigonometrical ratios. Now I will get into the topic right now directly. So to discuss about the ratios, let us first draw the triangle, and the triangle is obviously a right angle triangle. This is the right angle. If you take it as A, B and C. Now one thing you must take care of right at the beginning, let me tell you, as we are talking about the ratios related to a particular angle, so those angles can be angle C or angle A, right? But let me change the names. We'll make it as A, this as B and this as C. So you have got two acute angles in this right angle triangle. One is this angle A and one is angle C. As I told you right now, they are denoted by A, B, C like this, or you can denote it by theta. So let us take this as angle theta, and let us take this as angle phi. So angle C is denoted by angle phi, angle A is denoted by angle theta. Now to talk about the ratios of trigonometry, we have 6 trigonometrical ratios: sine, cosine, tangent. These are the direct ratios. Then cosecant, secant and cotangent. These are the 6 trigonometrical ratios which are related to the sides of this triangle. Now when we talk about this angle theta, right, so we need to mark the 3 sides as the perpendicular. One is the base, one is the height. Now this is the perpendicular, the base and the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse obviously, which is the side opposite to the right angle. That is known to us. The side which is opposite to this right angle is always the hypotenuse, and it happens to be the longest side of this triangle. Now when we talk about the angles, the ratio which is related to the angles will be either theta or phi. Now when you talk about this, if you take P and let us mark it as B, this is the base, this is the perpendicular, this is the hypotenuse. Now when you talk of this theta, the line, the side which contains the angle, this is the line which contains this angle. If you are talking about theta, then the line which makes the angle with the hypotenuse is the base. That means in this case, this line AB contains this angle theta, so we'll take AB as the base. Now, so here AB will be considering as the base, so BC will be the perpendicular, and obviously AC will be the hypotenuse, right? Now consider the angle phi. So when you're talking about the angle phi, leaving aside this hypotenuse, which is the side which contains the angle phi? This is the side BC. The side BC contains this angle phi. So in this case, when we talk about this angle phi, the acute angle phi, our base will be BC. So in this case, BC is the base. And if BC is the base, then AB becomes the perpendicular. So you have to be very careful considering which will be the base and which will be the perpendicular. So hopefully you have understood this. So when you talk about this angle theta, the line or the side or the arm of the triangle which contains this angle is the base, and the side opposite to this angle, this one is the side opposite to this angle, is the perpendicular. If you talk of this angle, then this is the base, and the side opposite to this angle is this, which is the perpendicular, and obviously this is the slanting line that you can see. The side AC is the hypotenuse, right? So once you've understood this particular fact, now let us understand what are these ratios, how they are related to the sides of the triangle. So let us start with the first one, sine theta. So we will write it like this. For sine, this is the full form, we will write it as sine of angle theta. Sine theta, so sine theta does not mean sine into theta, two separate things. This is wrong. This is not the case. It is sine theta altogether. So sine theta, how it is related to the sides of the triangle. So sine theta is given by perpendicular by hypotenuse. So that is P divided by H. Mind it, I have marked P, B and H considering this angle. So I am removing this angle right now. If you talk of theta, so base will be AB, perpendicular is BC and AC is the hypotenuse. So sine theta is given by perpendicular by hypotenuse. So if you know the length of the side BC and AC, then the ratio of these two sides gives you sine theta. Then cosine, which is cos theta. Short form we write cos theta, which is given by base by hypotenuse, that is B by H. Okay. Finally we have got the tangent, which is represented as tan theta, which is given by perpendicular by base, P by B. Now one thing you must notice here, if you take the ratio of sine and cos, that is sine theta divided by cos theta, you get tan theta. So this by this, H and S you will cancel out and you will be left with P by B. So tan theta is the ratio of sine theta and cos theta. Now we have another one, cosecant, and it is written as cosec theta. And cosec theta is just the reciprocal of sine theta, that will be hypotenuse by perpendicular. Hypotenuse by the perpendicular. So cosecant or cosec theta is the reciprocal of sine theta. Similarly, for secant, we will write sec theta, and sec theta is the reciprocal of cos theta. So we can write it as H by B. Cos theta is B by H, so sec theta will be H by B. Now talk of cotangent. It is written as cot theta, which is the reciprocal of tan theta. Tan theta is given by P by B, so cot theta will be B by B. So these are all the 6 trigonometrical ratios. Sin theta is given by perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is given by base by hypotenuse, tan theta is given by perpendicular by base, cosec theta, which is the reciprocal of sin theta, is hypotenuse by the perpendicular, secant or the sec theta, which is the reciprocal of cos theta, is given by hypotenuse by base, and cotangent, that is cot theta, which is the reciprocal of tan theta, is given by B by P. So these are just the beginning and also most important part. This is the beginning. So you must remember these ratios. So while solving the problems, you have to take care and mind it. While solving the problems, we will come to know how to solve the questions based on it. This is a ratio, obviously, and we know that in algebra you have done it. Supposing two quantities are in the ratio of 3:4. So how do we take those two numbers? Two numbers in the ratio of 3:4. We take it as 3x and 4x. Right? So this way only we will proceed to solve the questions, and gradually we will come to know how. So chapter is very simple. Let us take and just write the relations. Have you noted it down? Can I remove it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next you write down relation between trigonometric ratios. The relation between trigonometric ratios, let us understand what are this relation. The first one is the reciprocal relation. Reciprocal relation, which I have just mentioned you. Reciprocal relation, that means here we will write sin theta is equals to 1 by cosec theta. As I have told you, sin theta and cosec theta are reciprocal of each other, so we can write it as sin theta and into cosec theta. If you multiply this, the result will be 1. Right? Second one, cos theta and sec theta are reciprocal, so you can write cos theta into sec theta is equals to 1. And also we know that tan theta and cot theta are reciprocal ratios. Tan theta is equals to 1 by cot theta. So we can write tan theta multiplied by cot theta is equals to 1. So these are the three reciprocal relation. Next one is number 2, quotient relation. Quotient relation. So now we'll understand what is quotient relation. This also I have told you right now. A few minutes back I told you about what is a quotient relation. Now we'll write it down, then you will understand, it will become more clear to you. So here I told you tan theta is equals to sin theta by cos theta. So tan theta is sin theta by cos theta. This is the quotient ratio, and also at the same time you know that tan theta and cot theta are reciprocal ratios. So cot theta we can write it as cos theta by sin theta. Since tan theta and cot theta are reciprocal ratios, they are reciprocal of each other. So we can, if tan theta is sin theta by cos theta, then cot theta will be cos theta by sin theta. Okay. So next is the square relation. Third one is the square relation. Third one is square relation. We can also call it Pythagorean identities. Pythagorean identities. This is very important. It can be used very frequently while solving the problems. So this one, the first one is this relation you must remember. First one is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So if you square and add sin theta and cos theta, that gives you 1. Number 2, sec square theta is 1 plus tan square theta, and third, cosec square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So the square relation or the Pythagorean triple identities we have, the first one is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, sec square theta equals to 1 plus tan square theta, and cosec square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So this is all about a little bit of information that we have now got or gathered in trigonometrical ratios. Now let us proceed to solve a few questions which will make our concept more clear. One more thing let me tell you, sin square theta is same as sin theta whole square, right? Sin square theta is same as sin theta whole square. If you write sin cube theta, this is same as sin theta whole cube. Okay, so this is the same thing. So let us take one question related to these ratios. First question is, if sine of A equals to 4 by 5. Sine of A is 4 by 5. Find the value of. Find the value of number 1, that is cos A. Number 2, tan A. Then number 3, cosec square A minus cot square A. Cosec square A minus cot square A. So these are the three what you have to find, but we are given sin A equals to 4 by 5. Now, let us start with this. Let us draw the triangle. If the triangle is ABC, which is right angled at this, we are given A, so again we have to take it as A. Now can anyone tell me which of the sides is the base and which is the perpendicular? Because the hypotenuse is always AC, the slanting part. Which will be the base?
The CB is the base. CB. CB is perpendicular.
I cho-
CB perpendicular.
okay, I just the
CB is BS perpendicular.
I just repeat once again. Someone told me that this is the base. Let me tell you, you have to look at the angle first. The angle given is A. So this is A. This cannot be of any the we have to take the ratio, but for this is the hypotenuse, the longest side. Now out of these two, one will be the base, one will be the perpendicular. Now this angle A is linked with which particular side? This side, the side which contains the angle. So this angle is contained by this side AB. So this will be the base. And the side opposite to the angle is the perpendicular, right? So we have this is the base and this is the perpendicular. Is the doubt clear? Someone told just the opposite way, so just make your concept clear. The side which contains the angle, this is very important. At this moment you have to understand this and learn this. You cannot go wrong. So this is the base because this side contains this angle, and the side which is opposite to this angle, which is the side BC. So BC is the perpendicular and AB is the base. Now let us say we are given sine theta or sine A is equals to 4 by 5. Now we know that sine is given by perpendicular by hypotenuse, right? Sine is given by perpendicular by hypotenuse, and that is equals to 4 by 5. So as I told you a little earlier, that if two numbers are in the ratio of 3:4, then you take the numbers as 3x and 4x. Here also we are right from the beginning, we are talking about trigonometrical ratio. So this is a ratio. So P by H equals to 4 by 5. So we cannot write P equals to 4 and H equals to 5. Okay, is it clear? You cannot take P equals to 4 and H equals to 5 directly. In some of the books you will find that P is taken as 4 and H is taken as 5. But that is not the correct way, because this is a ratio. So we have to solve
Take a
this.
constant.
So we will write, let P equals to 4x and H equals to 5x. Now after doing this, we need to find the value of B. So since this is a right angle triangle, we will apply the Pythagoras theorem to find the value of B. So what is that? This is P, this is H. So we have P square plus B square equals to H square. Now what is P? 4x square, B square you have to find, and this is 5x whole square. So we have B square equals to 25x square minus 16, that is 9x square. So finally we have B is equals to 3x. So now you can write B as 3x, H is given as 5x, and P is given as 4x. Now we know the three sides of this triangle. Now you can proceed to find the unknown quantities, that is cos A, tan A, and cosec square A minus cot square A. So let us see. You have noted it down, then I will solve it.
Sir,
Done?
no sir, I didn't understand this formula from Latin.
Write down, write down. So once you finish, just let me know. So always you take this as in terms of x or any other constant quantity. Don't write directly as P. Ultimately we will be getting the same values, that is P equals to 4 and H equals to 5. But the way to solve is this way, since these are ratios. So can I now remove it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So So the first one is cos A. What is cos A? In terms of the sides, ratios of the sides, that is base by hypotenuse. You just try to remember base by hypotenuse. Now what is the base? 3x. What is the hypotenuse? The longest side 5x. So ultimately x and x will be removed or cancelled. So we will be left with 3 by 5. So don't directly write 3 by 5. You have to come along with this process and then finally write the ratio. Now second one is tan of A. Now what is tan A? Perpendicular by base. Now what is the perpendicular? We have given 4x. And what is the base? We have found 3x. So it comes to 4 by 3. X and x will be cancelled out. Third part is cosec square A minus cot square A. So what is cosec square A? So first you find cosec A. Now cosec A, as we know, it is the reciprocal of sin A, and the sin A is already given to us 4 by 5, so you can directly write from here, it is 5 by 4. You can also go by this method. Secondly, cot square A. Now what is cot A? Cot A is the reciprocal of tan A, which you have found 4 by 3, so cot A will be 3 by 4. Okay, now we will have to solve this. Cosec square A minus cot square A. So this we can write here. In place of cosec square A, we will write 5 by 4 square minus cot A square A means cot A whole square, that is 3 by 4 square. So we will take the LCM. So it is 25 minus 9 by 16. So 16 by 16, and that is equals to 1. So it has to be 1. In the identities, in the last relation, that is the square relation, we have the relation cosec square theta equals to 1 plus cot square theta. If you remember, just go back and see. We have written this relation cosec square theta equals to 1 plus cot square theta. So if you write it as cosec square theta minus cot square theta, that gives us 1. So in this case, it has to be 1. Any other answer means somewhere or the other you have gone wrong, so you need to check it. So cosec square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So this becomes cosec square theta minus cot square theta equals to 1. So we have the final answer as 1. Yes, anyone want to ask anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let us take the second question. Question number 2. If tan A equals to 7 by 24, tan A equals to 7 by 24, find the value of number 1 sin A, number 2 cos A, and number 3 we have 1 by sec square A plus 1 by cosec square A. I will just brief you about this because we have already crossed the time. Sin A, first you would take it as tan A. Tan A is, we know that is perpendicular by base. So you take P equals to 7x and B is equals to 24x. So from here you first calculate the value of H. So once you know the three sides, then you can easily find sin A, cos A. Now come to the third part. 1 by sec square A we can write it as cos square A, and 1 by cosec square A we can write it as sin square A. So cos square A plus sin square A, the first relation in the square relation that we have generated, that was sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, that we have talked about a little earlier. So when you do this one, first you write it as 1 by sec square A is cos square A plus 1 by cos square A is sin square A. So cos square A plus sin square A, we know the result is 1. So when you put the values here in terms of x, you must get the value 1. If you don't get the value 1, that means you have to recheck it and come to the final answer. So this is all about the trigonometrical ratios for today. The next class will be coming up with more problems. Till then, you start solving the problems which are in your textbook, and hopefully this is just the beginning. So you need to be very careful. Learn all the ratios. Don't look every time into your copy what is sin theta, what is cos theta. So once you solve a particular question, then remember the ratios in terms of the sides. Okay, so okay, thank you very much for today. We'll come and join the next class with some more problems. Till then, have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.